things would quickly turn around for Cornell. Jim Gaffredo gets on the board for the Crimson, and here comes Harvard. After passing around the perimeter, Bryan Darcy, the post player, it's a nice entry pass in the hoop. The scoop with the right hand, and then Cornell goes cold. Jeff Reeves misses a three-pointer. He tries again from the corner and can't knock it down. Cornell gave up a 10-point lead in this contest. And then Jeremy Lin hits a three for Harvard. They outscore Cornell 48-36 in the second half and knock off the Big Red 85-79.
Moving on to Saturday night, Cornell taking on Dartmouth at home to round out their schedule. Starting off the game, Lewis Dale will get it over to Andrew Nave, and then down low to Ugo Ahikuyazu. Gets the reverse scoop, 8.6 rebounds for him on the game. Later on, Graham Dowden to Nave. He hits a three-pointer. He had 21 points to lead all scores. Now Nave once again getting into it, gets it to Ryan Whitman for a three. Cornell 5 of 12 for 3 points on the game. On the other side for Dartmouth, Devon Mosley with the miss. Nave gets the rebound. He had 5 of those on the game. Cornell with Ryan Whitman finds a driving Graham Dow. Whitman had 3 assists and 14 points in the game. And then Lewis Dale right here spins, finally freaks him with a yoki-doke, and whoop, there it is. Cornell on top. And to round things off, Ryan Whitman sinks the 3-ball to round out the win. Cornell picks it up 76 to Dartmouth's 53. On the women's side, the 06-07 season came full circle as Cornell ended their campaign the same way they started it, with 2 losses. This weekend's final round trip had the Big Red visiting Harvard on Friday, where they lost 64-48 in spite of Moyna Snyder's 14 points. Saturday saw a repeat ending at Dartmouth with a 62-51 score behind double-digit efforts from Jomi Maduka and Ellie Fedorowicz. The team finishes 12-15 on the season, but with an 8-6 mark in the Ivy League.
Heading back to the mats again, Cornell's success continued this past weekend. The Big Red won the EIWA tournament for the first time since 1993. Sophomore All-American Troy Nickerson took the title at 125 pounds. Adam Frey, Jordan Lean, and senior Steve Ankaravage took their brackets as well. Nationals are up next, and the Ivy League school will have plenty of representatives. Cornell sends 8 wrestlers to the NCAA tournaments starting on March 15th.
Now moving over to the men's polo team. The Big Red had a roller coaster ride in the second half of their season. After a 2-1 record in February, the Big Red started in March with a loss to U of Toronto this weekend. With a closer look at the team, here's Emma Wright.
Match heated up the Oxley Equestrian Center Friday night as the Cornell men's team faced off against the Toronto Polo Club. The non-regulation game was played in preparation for the upcoming Eastern Regional Championships, which Cornell is preparing to sweep with their current 10-1 record. It was a close match, with Toronto getting on the board within the first 15 seconds. The Big Red trailed by a goal for the first 3 chukkers until they tied it up in the fourth, only to have Toronto dominate, forcing the Big Red to go on the defensive for the rest of the match. Cornell didn't mind the competition, however, chalking it up to much-needed experience for upcoming tournaments.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, we just came out here. Obviously, it was a club team. A lot of center graduated a couple years ago, so we just came out to have a good time and play fun, fast polo, and that's what we did.
We did really, really well. The team, I was very happy. This was the type of game that this is a good preparation game for us coming into the regionals time and hopefully going on to the nationals.
The Big Red has been on a winning streak, most recently sweeping a 22-13 victory over biggest rival UConn on February 25th. Cornell fought hard, but it was Toronto who galloped to victory, beating the Big Red 15-14. They face off next on March 2nd against Gardnertown. At the Oxley Equestrian Center, Emma Wright, Sports Final.
Thank you, Emma. Now moving over to Cornell women's lacrosse. Notre Dame playing against Cornell. Cornell 1-1 to start the season. They came off a 19-7 win versus Colgate. Here's Catherine Simmons finally getting the ball on the outside, drives, and then scores her 6th goal of the season. Notre Dame up 4-2. Later in the first half, Noelle Dowd will get the ball in front of the net, and she will finally connect on the goal. That's her 10th of the season. Cornell then won, 4-3 score. 5 minutes later, Jillian Byers with a 3-position the shot. That would make it 5-3. Notre Dame wins. Notre Dame would go on with a 13-9 victory.
And coming up on Sports Final, we make the jump to the national scene with a look at today's NCAA conference tournament action, as well as the NBA and the NHL. Stick around. Sports Final rolls on after this.
like sports, especially basketball. I beat my dad once. All right. School's okay, I guess. My mom's teaching me how to play the piano. Did I mention how much I like sports? My dog's named Mutt, and I have a paper route.